Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a new episode of the Right Info Podcast Show with your host, King Twan speaking. And today I want to talk about my topic on my podcast titled The Chi-Town Blogmaster. Now, I'll just go ahead and let everybody know that will be me, of course, King Twan, delivering this on this podcast show today. Now, let me just give you a brief rundown of what that means. I may not be a full master of blogging because I just started last year, and this year is the anniversary, 1 year anniversary, me starting the Right Info blogs and the Right Info podcast show. So I hope everybody's been reading the blogs, listening to the podcast shows of all the podcasts that I've done within the last year, with this being the first anniversary. I started in June of last year. I had a little bumpy road going through doing it, but as time went on, I started getting better and better and improving my technique, and it's been going good pretty well. So with that being said, I hope everybody reads the Bright Info blogs, listen to the podcast show. I'm on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram. I'm trying to put this podcast show on iHeart and Stitcher and all the other social media apps. So with that being said, I'm going to get started with this podcast, and the title of it is The Chi-Town Blogmaster. Now, I was born and raised in Chicago, and I love my hometown like nobody's business. I basically know where all the great places in my city to go to, no matter what I'm doing or where I'm going. There's always going to be places to see and interesting people to come in contact with, and so forth. Now, anybody and everybody who lives in Chicago will tell you that it's a great place to live, and there's a lot to see and experience while in the city. Yet we do have our problems, I know that, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade my hometown in for anything in the world. Now, there is a lot to see when traveling the city, whether it's downtown, Greektown, Uptown, Old Town, Hyde Park, or any other neighborhood in this city. There's always something to do, see, and explore and experience while in the Windy City. We call this the Second City, the City of Big Shoulders, the City That Works, and the I Will cities. These are just several nicknames for Chicago. Now, doing some shopping on the Mag Mile, go see T-Rex or whether, at the Field Museum, and enjoy Pride at Boys Town. Check out the U-505 submarine at the Museum of Science and Industry. That's a very big, large submarine. Check out the gardens at the Garfield Conservatory or the West Side. That's where it is on the west side. No matter what a visitor does, he or she is going to enjoy themselves while here. No matter what, you're going to have a good time. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're visiting, check out those places. We have our L stations. We have our L trains defined by color: orange, blue, green, yellow, purple, red lines, those are the trains. If you're ever downtown in the Loop area, check out like the Mag Mile I said, you got John Hancock Building and all that. And going further west, you're also going to have the, what's that? The Sears Tower. They call it the Willis Tower, but it'll always be Sears Tower no matter what. And if you're ever in the neighborhood, look around. Take a nice walk around the lakefront. We're sitting next to Lake Michigan. You can almost see Indiana from where you're standing, wherever. It depends on wherever you're standing. Visit the various neighborhoods, the restaurants. We got great restaurants here in the city of Chicago, whether it's soul food, African food, Mexican, Greek, American, good old-fashioned, down home, whatever you have a taste for. It's all great. Now, me personally, I like to sit back by the lake, do my reading, my research, or give a podcast show, whether I'm inside or outside. I'm always going to give you a good show. It may sometimes be a little, not detailed. It is detailed, but I like to work out kinks when I'm giving out a show or writing out blogs. So I hope everybody understands that. With that, knowing that nobody's perfect when it comes to doing something for the first time or doing it for a long period of time, you improve your skill. You master at it. You get at it. At the end of the day, you're going to be a pro, a real pro. I'm a pro, but I'm still working on being a lot better than what I'm doing right now. As far, especially doing my podcast or my blogs or whatever. Sure, everybody will enjoy them while listening to them. And also, if you're in Chicago, visit various places. Go to the parks. Go downtown. Take a stroll on the lakefront. I know I probably would if I didn't have anything to do, I would do just that. Go to the museum, go to the libraries. We got lots of libraries here in this city. This is a big reading city, and it's just, something to do, something to pass the time. Summertime is coming up. Summer will be here in no time. We're in the middle of June. Well, I'll say the beginning of June, going on into the middle of June. And we got Juneteenth coming up this coming Monday. I may do a podcast on Juneteenth. And the 4th of July coming up in July. And I'll most likely do a podcast show on that as well. So with that being said, I hope everybody enjoy this wonderful day here in this nice city, the nice weather. They're talking about rain coming later on tonight, but I don't know. I didn't check the weather yet, but I soon will, because I may go outside. I may chill out for a while instead of, just doing whatever, walk around, walk the block, grab me something to eat, chill out, take a book with me, which I always do. I always take a book with me when I'm reading and whatever. I can't just sit around on our phone like everybody else does. But if they want to do that, excuse me, go ahead, be my guest, But, therefore, with that being said, I was just giving you all a nice little example on what I would do on how we got things here in the city. And hopefully everybody enjoyed this podcast. I know I enjoyed doing it, and I will continue on doing them, with this month being the first anniversary of the Right Info podcast show and my blogs on my website. So just check me out and see what's going on. Check out the information I give, the stuff I talk about, the issues that I discuss, and the topics I discuss on my podcast. So I would wish you all a very good, happy Saturday. I will bring another podcast show coming up pretty soon. You all take care. Bye-bye.